A pleasant day, distinguished colleagues. I am Maria Angela Eval, currently working at Romblon State University as the Dean of the College of Business and Accountancy and a proud doctoral student at the PUP Open University. Romblon State University, located in the heart of the beautiful province of Romblon, is surrounded by pristine seas and famous worldwide for its marble industry. It stands as a symbol of resilience and excellence, serving with honor and distinction in advancing education and research. The PUP Open University, on the other hand, is one of the country's most esteemed institutions for higher learning, providing rigorous academic training and global perspectives that shape leaders and scholars. My research interests focus on agribusiness, sustainability, and strategic management, areas that reflect both the richness of Romblon's resources and the challenges of modern business education. Today, I am honored to present my narrative literature review entitled Global Perspectives on Animal Welfare, Strategic Value Creation, and Profitability in Poultry Agribusiness. When I began this study, I was driven by a simple but urgent question. Can animal welfare be both ethical and economically strategic? I've seen how agribusiness is shifting from viewing welfare as a moral obligation to recognizing it as a driver of profitability. This change is not isolated. It's reflected in global benchmarking efforts across North America, Europe, and Asia. For me, animal welfare is no longer just about compassion. It's about competitiveness, sustainability, and consumer trust. This study explores how welfare practices, when thoughtfully integrated, can elevate agribusiness performance while aligning with global standards. It's a call to reframe welfare not as a cost, but as a cornerstone of responsible innovation. The objectives of this study are fivefold. First is to examine the relationship between animal welfare practices and profitability. Second, to analyze the role of ethical consumerism in reshaping market dynamics. Third, to identify sustainability benefits that welfare practices bring to agribusiness. Fourth, to evaluate global perspectives and an even distribution of scholarship. And finally, to propose a reframing of animal welfare from ethical obligation to strategic value creation. These objectives guided my narrative literature review and shaped the thematic synthesis I will present today. In building this framework, I wanted to connect ethical foundations with strategic outcomes. I drew from Fraser's orientations and the five freedoms to define welfare through biological functioning, affective states, and natural living. These dimensions for me are not just theoretical, they shape real decisions in agribusiness. By linking welfare to sustainable profit and strategic value, I aim to show that responsible care is not only humane, but also economically smart. This study employed a narrative literature review using thematic synthesis and conceptual mapping. My research scope was global, with emphasis on poultry agribusiness sectors across North America, Europe, and Asia. Sources included peer-reviewed journals, industry reports, and global databases. Validity was ensured through triangulation and inclusion of index journals, while reliability was achieved by consistent coding and citation analysis. In essence, I synthesized diverse literatures to build a cohesive narrative that connects welfare, sustainability, and profitability. Let me now tackle the results and discussions of the study. The study found that profitability in livestock operations increases with stocking density, but only up to a certain threshold. Beyond this point, excessive density leads to reduced feed efficiency and compromised animal welfare. A balanced approach to stocking density emerged as the most effective strategy. Discussions emphasize that the relationship between density and profitability is nonlinear, requiring careful calibration rather than maximization. Research also highlighted the importance of setting density thresholds to avoid diminishing returns. Importantly, welfare conscious density management was shown not to be only ethically sound, but strategically profitable. These insights reinforce the idea that responsible stocking practices can enhance both animal well being and long term business performance, aligning ethical care with operational success. As to disease and waste management, the study found that farms implementing biosecurity innovations experienced lower mortality rates and improved feed conversion ratios. These practices, along with reduced antibiotic use and controlled waste disposal methods such as composting, contribute to healthier livestock and more efficient operations. Discussions emphasize that transitioning to antibiotic free systems requires robust preventive health strategies to maintain productivity. Moreover, waste management practices support circular agribusiness models by generating usable byproducts such as organic fertilizers. These findings highlight a dual benefit: safeguarding animal welfare while enhancing operational efficiency. The study underscores that disease and waste management are not just compliance measures, they are strategic tools that align ethical care with sustainability and profitability in modern agribusiness. The study revealed that lighting and cage design play a vital role in shaping animal welfare and farm profitability. Natural light cycles improve feeding behavior and physiological balance, while cage free systems allow animals to express natural behaviors, leading to higher welfare scores and better economic outcomes. Discussions emphasize that enrichment is no longer a luxury, but a strategic necessity. Balanced lighting helps prevent metabolic disorders and supports healthy rhythms, while open housing reduces stress and aggression. These findings show that thoughtful environmental design not only protects animal well being, it also strengthens operational performance and long term sustainability in agribusiness. The study found that ethical consumerism is reshaping agribusiness markets. Consumers are increasingly willing to pay premiums for welfare certified products, viewing them as a symbols of quality and responsibility. This shift enhances brand reputation and builds consumer trust. However, discussions noted regional disparities. While Western markets show strong demand, developing regions often prioritize affordability. These differences call for adaptive strategies that balance welfare standards with local market realities, ensuring both ethical alignment and economic viability. The study concludes that welfare conscious strategies offer tangible benefits. They reduce mortality, improve feed efficiency, and build consumer trust. These outcomes are not just operational wins, they reflect a deeper shift in how agribusiness can align ethics with profitability. By reframing animal welfare as a strategic pathway, businesses can move beyond compliance toward long term sustainability. This matters profoundly to local communities, where responsible farming supports food safety, livelihoods, and ecological balance. Globally, the rise of ethical consumerism positions welfare as a market differentiator, in influencing purchasing decisions and brand loyalty. The study highlights that investing in welfare is not a cost, it's a commitment to resilience, reputation, and shared prosperity. When agribusiness embraces this mindset, it contributes to a more humane, competitive, and future ready food system that benefits producers, consumers, and the planet. In reflecting on the findings of this study, I recommend that agribusiness strategies be designed to integrate profitability metrics with welfare assessments. For me, it is clear that economic outcomes must be measured alongside ethical practices to capture their full impact. I also see the importance of embedding sustainability indicators such as resource efficiency, environmental stewardship, and resilience into everyday operations. These elements ensure that welfare is not treated as an isolated concern, but as part of a holistic system that strengthens competitiveness. I further recommend analyzing consumer behavior more deeply since ethical consumerism is reshaping market demand and brand reputation. Producers who understand these shifts can build trust and capture value. Finally, I believe scholarship must expand beyond Western contexts to include Asia, Africa, and Latin America. By broadening perspectives and fostering collaboration among universities, industry, and policymakers, welfare can be reframed as a strategic investment for sustainable growth. The study identifies several important research gaps that must be addressed to strengthen the global discourse on animal welfare and agribusiness. Current literature tends to focus on short term profitability outcomes, leaving long term impacts across extended production cycles underexplored. This limits understanding of how welfare practices contribute to resilience and sustainability over time. Another gap lies in the limited integration of welfare metrics with advanced economic modeling. Without this connection, the precision of financial analysis and policy recommendations remains constrained. Finally, the scholarship is heavily Western centric, with perspectives from Asia, Africa, and Latin America underrepresented. This imbalance restricts the inclusivity and global relevance of existing findings. Addressing these gaps will not only enrich academic knowledge but also provide agribusiness leaders with more holistic, culturally diverse, and strategically grounded insights for aligning welfare with profitability and sustainability. And that ends my research presentation, and I am showing you my references that I have used in my study. I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely express my gratitude to Romblon State University and PUP Open University for their unwavering support in my academic journey. I am deeply thankful to the Philippine Association of Institutions for Research for providing this meaningful platform to share and learn. My heartfelt appreciation also goes to my colleagues, mentors, and students whose encouragement and inspiration continually fuel my pursuit of excellence. This trust and collaboration remind me why this work matters. Finally, thank you to everyone who listened and joined me in this endeavor. To God be the glory.